you always get to enjoy it. So condition your mind, work on yourself to say that this is what I'm doing, and if I'm doing it, I better enjoy it. I better have a good time doing it. Hey beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chinedu Mwokeka. If this is your first time, welcome to the party. Join us in building godly homes. Do hit the subscribe button, join us and be a part of this. Welcome. So today we're talking about why men hate duty sex in marriage. And we start by, what is duty sex? Duty sex in marriage is more like when intimacy begins to feel like an obligation. It's more like a routine, a chore. When women try to do this for their husbands, and it feels more like the attitude that a man described it as more like just lying there as a log of wood, just get it done with kind of intimacy. And for men, it's a turn off. I talked about one of the reasons that women give, and for them, when they give this kind of excuse and attitude, it's actually not nice on men, and they hate it, especially from their wives. And we don't know, over time it could be affecting your marriage in the long run if you don't work on these issues, and that is why we're talking about it. So why is it an issue? Okay, for men, why do they hate it so much? One, it affects their ego, their confidence, because when they keep asking and you're giving this kind of attitude, maybe they make advances or you make advances, and that is the attitude, just get it done with, and you're just there, your mind is not there, you're just bodily present, you are just going through the routine. It actually feels functionary. It's not as if you are enjoying it. Both of you are not satisfied, and in the long run it does no good to you. So that is why we're looking at why this is actually an issue, because over time it could breed resentment. Let's say it's your husband that is always making this, and maybe you as a wife, you do this probably to just fulfill all righteousness, just to get it done with. The thing is that it would begin to affect your marriage in such a way that he will begin to resent having to keep asking, and it's not a good place to be in, because over time that resentment, it will have a ripple effect on your marriage, in the sense that little things, you could just see him just being cranky unnecessarily and not fulfilling your own needs, because his own needs are not being fulfilled in the way that he wants. So he's not satisfied, and he will not also try to meet your own needs. That is the more reason that you need to work on it. It doesn't have to be that functionary. Okay, it doesn't have to feel like a routine or a chore or let's get it done with kind of attitude. Then another thing is the unsatisfaction. They are not as satisfied with this attitude, and both of you are not happy. It affects their ego, and there is no emotional connection. There's no connection, there's no bonding, because your attitude is already a turn off. And for most people, they would rather feel as if they are being rejected. Some will say they rather not than every day just getting that kind of perfunctionary, oh, let's get it done with attitude. And the thing is that the ripple effect, it begins to affect your marriage in the long run. There is loss of communication. He cannot just tell you some thoughts. And for most people, a woman complained the other day and said the husband no longer bothers asking for sex. He just gets to sleep, and you see, over time she might just begin to wonder what is happening. Is he having it somewhere else? It affects trust in the marriage, just because you just felt, oh, let's just keep, I'm just doing him a favor. So as much as possible, that is why you should work on it, because it affects your communication. He might not be able to communicate. Maybe by the time he does, maybe you could flare up and other issues could come up. So he would rather not talk about it. So he would rather keep quiet about it. So he would rather not even make further advances. And for you, you begin to get suspicious. It has a ripple effect on the marriage, okay? And trust is affected as well. Then the emotional rejection over time builds up, and it affects other areas of the marriage. There is no emotional connection. So work on this area. And how can you work on it? One, have an open, honest communication with your spouse about it. Have an open heart-to-heart conversation with your spouse about this. Talk about how it makes you feel. If it's about tiredness, if you want him to help you with chores so that you're ready and in tune. Talk about it. If there are underlying issues, discuss what these issues are so that you work on them as a couple and that it doesn't further keep affecting your marriage. Then as much as possible, prioritize your emotional intimacy. If you really value your marriage, like we keep saying, the wise woman builds her home and the foolish one with her own hand tears it down. Prioritize connecting emotionally. Let it be that you're building intimacy. Let it be that you're building that connection. And for you, you know it's a need that you're fulfilling. And if you're fulfilling that need, let it be that you are actually putting in your best. It's not just perfunctory. It's not just routine that you're bringing to the table, that you are, both of you are happy doing it. Both of you are happy. And like the Bible commands it says, your body no longer belongs to you, but it likewise your husband, but your husband. Okay, so if you are doing this, let it be that you're doing it with all your heart. Then as much as possible, spice things up. If it's about maybe the way it is, maybe at night, you could do it during the day. You could actually have a dinner, okay, plan activities that would help build up, okay. Sex should not just start in a bedroom. It starts with activities of the day, at times how you've been able to bond and connect, okay. If you have to spend quality time together. Then if you have to plan a romantic getaway, if you have to plan a vacation, just do that so that you are actually connecting, so that when it gets to this, it's not just a chore, it's not a routine. I read a statistic somewhere that at times when couples go on vacation and come back, their sex life, their intimacy is on another level. So if you have to do that, maybe a weekend getaway, maybe you have to just check into a hotel, actually it might help your relationship a whole lot. And for you, married woman, work on your own attitude. If there are issues weighing you down, if it's stress, talk about it. If you have to take some time off, resolve issues. Let it not be that you're carrying things. If there are things you've not forgiven, work on it and bring yourself into the mood. In the last video, I talked about you being ready, just because it doesn't have to be both of you that need it. Okay, just one being ready, one needing it, the other should just do it. And what's the worst case scenario? Like we said, you always get to enjoy it. So condition your mind, work on yourself to say that this is what I'm doing, and if I'm doing it, I better enjoy it, I better have a good time doing it. And I hope that helps. Let's work on ourselves, building godly relationships, that we're happy that we have done this and that we're glad we did it. Okay, God bless you. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.